Hopefully I don't lose this recording. All right, guys. Hello, welcome. It is July 15th. We are here for our summertime Monday night call. So in the summer, Monday seems to be working out the best with my schedule. So we're going to continue Monday nights at this same time. Last week's call, I lost the recording. So sorry about that. But the other ones get uploaded to our Team Passion Training YouTube channel each week. Next week's call is we're going to have a guest on who works with Tony Robbins and has a personal development type call. So that'll be next week. All right, so I am going to share my screen so we can chat. I was going to say something though. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. It'll come to me, I'm sure. All right, let me just share my screen real quick so we can go over this document here. So this was uploaded to the Beachbody Champions page today. So I'm literally just going to read through this real quick because this is something that you can go find yourself because I have kind of a theme that I want to talk about in this call. But as many of you saw, whether you were with us at Summit or were not, there are lots of things that were talked about for Summit announcement. So pumpkin spice is coming back. They are doing it in two, and if I mess something up because I've been traveling all day, please unmute yourself and say, no, Nicole, you're wrong. But they're going to do it in two waves. They're going to allow coaches to purchase and then save some and allow customers to purchase so that coaches don't buy them all up and people don't get the pumpkin spice, right? So they're going to do that. I didn't hear if he said they were going to do it the same with peppermint mocha. I don't think he said it. I would assume that he would, but they didn't say it. So then peppermint mocha. So what's exciting as we kind of go through this list as you look? So like pumpkin spice is available September 3rd. Peppermint mocha Shakeology is available November 1st. The new Beach Bar just says coming soon, right? Or December. That's coming December. So that's really good. The plant-based Beach Bar. So that's awesome. That's coming, and I have this messed up, so oh boy. Okay, so the next is the collagen boost. I'm assuming as well with the collagen boost that we are going to get more training on this. They just kind of released it and they were like, and you can buy it, and we're like, awesome. Like, we don't really know much about it. I do know that they said something about the way that it is formulated, that it doesn't need as high of the content as other collagen boosts on the market. So that should be kind of in the FAQ on what that exact wording was. They're talking about in the roundtable too. So as I find out more information of what people are talking about, I will share as well. And then there's a new Shakeology.com website. So that's there. So that was cool. The first time they've ever really been like, oh, here's a new product and you can buy it now. So that's pretty cool. Next is the promo codes. So team goal for these promo codes. So did everyone receive their 3 promo codes today in their email? Okay, awesome. So as long as you're an active coach, you will receive 3 promo codes for an additional $10 off any challenge back through the end of July. So make it a goal to use those 3 up. Like, don't let July end having not given those to people. Like, that sucks because if you don't use them, you lose them. And I think 3 from being an Ultimate Portion Fix Master Coach too. And I've been like literally messaging people like, you have to use this. Like, I don't want to lose it. And so kind of use that, FOMO for sure, like to get people to really, you don't want these to just be lost, right? Like your Kohl's Bucks or your, Kohl's Cash, whatever it's called. Like, you get mad when the stuff expires and you don't get to use them. And then, so the new workout program, The Work. So this guy was pretty awesome. He seems like he had a great personality. His story, which like came full circle, which was amazing. He started his workout journey with P90X at home years and years ago. His brother was like doing it. He's like, what are you doing? And he started with P90X. And so that's pretty cool because now he came out with a Beachbody program. And like, so it was like a big full circle moment for him as well. So he works with professional athletes to help prevent injury and make sure they're getting the most out of their workout. I am going to say a little something with this, and I know we're going to hear a ton more with this, but the screen said there was like a slide and it said no modifier, and then Carl kind of said, oh, there's a modifier, right? And he said yes. I don't think it's going to be like Cat. Like, I think the modifier is not going to be very modified. From what I've seen thus far, and I know we'll get some more training on it, but they don't want to overlap with MM100. This isn't going to be a program for everyone, right? This is this isn't going to be for beginners. Like when they're like, these programs are for everyone. This one isn't. Like from what I can tell, I'm not going to push this on everyone. These are going to be for people that do want intensity though too. Like I started with P90X, which was the most intense program out there at, 6 weeks postpartum. And I wanted an intense workout to push me. And Mark and I, we couldn't even do push-ups the first week. Like we were both on our knees and we could do like 3, and so there were some moves in here that I was like, oh my gosh, but I'm excited to challenge myself and try this thing out. And the cool thing about this is it launches on September 30th and we start it on September 30th. So it starts the same day it launches. So that's a little different too. So that was a little switch up for a new program. And then what is the last slide? And then the last slide is coming to France and signing up for Coach Summit. We're heading back to New Orleans. So that's pretty cool. Svetlana said, yes, the high potency is the ingredient in the collagen. I think I put it mine away, but yeah, with oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I'm now 43 and I'm like, I can't read this. We definitely need readers. Yeah, so we'll talk more about that. And I'm sure they're going to give us a little training on that. So any questions on any of those announcements? I know we kind of talked about it all weekend. If you watched the live stream, you were good. But the cool thing about all this is, so one of my big points of this call is for you to not lose your momentum after Summit, right? Like you don't want to just be like, oh my God, this weekend was amazing, and then be super excited today, and then you're like, and now I need another Summit. Like you've got to keep this momentum going. You've got to remember, you've got to understand the training is going to be posted over the next few weeks. You got your super weekend coming up where you're going to invite guests to wherever you're attending. We're inviting guests here. We're going to have all the products out here at the house, and then we're going to have a big pool party after. So lots of fun. But you want to keep that momentum going. And this is what's so awesome about all these programs. So right now, we want to make sure we have, we got MM100 that we're launching. Then we're going to have The Work. And then we've got pumpkin spice, peppermint mocha, vegan beach. Like we've got something like every month now till the end of the year, which is going to just drive your excitement, drive your volume, keep you pumped up. I mean, this collagen thing, they've literally, I was telling everyone that I talked to this weekend, literally 3 posts a week in the round table saying, please give us collagen, please give us collagen, please give us collagen, which I think is why we don't have a lot of training on it, because I think they just kind of did something pretty quickly. So they probably will enhance it and all that good stuff. But, we have something now through the end of the year. Nicole, I believe that is true. I believe you can use 2 promo codes, and I think I saw someone ask that in the VIP page, and the answer was yes. I will see if I can find that to make sure, but I'm like 90% sure that is the truth. But I will confirm that. So good question. So that, so the momentum, the excitement, you've got to kind of keep going. And one of the ways for you to do that is staying plugged into everything we do. Being in the, I want you guys to have your own challenge groups. Absolutely. I want you to have your own team pages. Absolutely. I want you to feel that love with each other in your small groups. But there is also some power plugging into the big stuff, because my vision for coaches in the Team Passion Fit Tribe page is 1, new coaches so that they can help run a challenge group. And 2 is that's for your accountability. Like, so if you've been a coach and you already run your own challenge groups, you're over there running a challenge group. So you're like coaching and you're like in the zone there. Use Fit Tribe for your personal journey. That's you coming to all of us going, guys, I need you. And then you go to your team and you're like, let's do this, we rock, So it's a place for you to have your own accountability still. And there's always so much excitement around new products. If you have your team in there too, chances are, so if you have a smaller team, there's only 5 of you in the challenge group, and you're the only one talking about collagen boost, they're going to be like, okay, cool, right? Or energize or recovery. But if everyone is talking about that, you're going to be like, they're going to be like, wait, what's that? What's that? What's that? So it's more apt for your team to purchase more products and to do these new programs if they see a huge group of people doing it. So there's power in that. But again, I want you to run your own stuff too, but I think there's power in being in the big group. The second way to keep your momentum and accountability going is in that Team Passion bat. You guys know I am drilling this thing until the cows come home, because I've seen what it's done for coaches who plug into it consistently. It doesn't all of a sudden, you don't go from 0 successful points to 25. I'm not talking that, but your consistency and your accountability of posting every single day and then tagging a success partner or making sure your team sees you in that. I think Candace Rinaldi does a team bat in her page, but then she also comes to ours and makes sure she's accountable on that. You can just get quick copy and paste. It can be the same thing. But there's power in making sure you're accountable to your business goals in there, which leads me into something that I talked to a ton of people about this weekend when I had some one-on-one time or some small group time with anybody this weekend. This was a big discussion. And I'm glad it came up, because I know for sure that people were not alone in this. So one of the things that people fear or see is they want to go all in. And I was like, Tiffany, there's an accident waiting to happen behind you. So her little one was climbing on the counter. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's awesome. People are like, I'm going to go all in or I'm done. Like, all in or I quit. Like, if I don't do everything every day, then I suck as a coach and I'm out. Like, stop doing that. Like, stop saying that. And your all in looks different from Dawn's, from Becky's, from Tiffany's, from Svetlana's, we all have a different definition of all in. Stop thinking all in is 5-star diamond elite team or nothing. That's not it. Your all in could literally be 30 minutes every single day working this business. And you've committed to that, and that's your definition of all in. Like, okay, then that's your all in, and you'll be successful. You won't be a 5-star diamond elite team, but you will be very successful in 30 minutes a day if you're focused and you're ready. If you're just scrolling Facebook for 30 minutes a day or Instagram, you're not going to be successful. But if you take those 30 minutes and you have an outline and you're like, so this is a piece of this is what I put. where am I going? This is what I post in the business activity tracker every day. So instead of using the business activity I don't know which way to go. Instead of using the business activity tracker, because I don't like blocks and boxes. It reminds me of Excel and it like stresses me out. Like I like to journal. So this is Word. I use this in Word, and I made my list, and I like to highlight what I've done. And so, one of them is to do 10 Instagram stories a day. And in your business activity tracker, it tells you examples of what your Instagram stories can look like, right? Replying to social media comments, taking 2 10-minute blocks a day to work in Instagram, posting in groups, right? Like everything is in here. This list for me, for my all-in as a 15-star diamond elite team by Summit of 2020. I just said it out loud and we just recorded it. My all-in takes me about 90 minutes. Okay, so but that doesn't, and you could do 90 minutes as well and have it broken up into 3 30-minute segments. But whatever all-in is to you, just make sure it's consistent. And if in the business activity tracker, if you drank your shake, you worked out, you did your personal development, and you made one social media post, one story, okay, please tell us about it. Tell us about it. You may find, I do read them every day. I don't always make comments on all of them, but I read every single one every day, and I like it or love it, so you know that I did. But I may, after, and I don't want this to scare you, but because this is my job as a leader, if you're telling me, like my job is to walk across the stage at Summit next year, Nicole, as a 5-star team, as a 1-star team, whatever it is, and the only thing you post for 15 days straight in the business activity tracker is your workout, your shake, 1 social media post, and personal development 3 times, I'm going to say, okay, how are those invites going? Are you messaging people personally? Let's talk about that. What are you reading for personal development, right? And it's not to call you out. It's not to embarrass you. I don't want to hear, but you said I only had to, it's not about being perfect, right? But I want to see, it's got to match what you're telling me you want to do. Right? And I pay attention to that. I pay attention to it a lot. Even though there's a ton of you and you're always posting your goals, I know what people's goals are and I know what you guys want. And so I need to just kind of help you as a leader see what that looks like. And then the final thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to totally open this up, is the goal of 15-star that I just talked about. So let me share something with you. So I've had a goal to be a 15-star diamond Team Passion 15-star diamond team since March of 2011. And we pushed and it was fun and it was exciting. We got to a 13-star diamond team and it was fun and it was amazing and I loved it. We dropped down to 7, 8, and 9 pretty quickly. I think we stayed at 10-star for like 3 quarters. I think I remember that $20,000 bonus for 3 quarters. And then when it went away, I shed a few tears, but it's all good. And then so you guys know, and I'm going to post something about this in the group too, because it was in one of my notes. When life happened, I let off the gas a little, right? We bought our new home. Like I coasted a ton. And I remember shifting to, I just want to help. I want to help the team hit 5-star diamonds, elite. I want, which I do always. I always want that. I want to help, I want to grow volume. I got to get the income up. I don't want to focus on rank, blah, blah, which were easier ways out, right? And so I let go of elite and I let go of 15-star. Not because I didn't think I could do it, but I just was in a mindset of, I just need to keep my head above water right now. And so this is how I'm going to do it. And I said to Mark this weekend, the other thing is too, I hear from outsiders, it's not a smart business move. 15-star isn't smart. You should just build for volume, blah, blah, blah. I am a very detail-oriented person, and I need to be able to track what things look like. And building for volume is great, but I can't track that specifically like I can with 15 star. Like 15 star is I need 10 diamonds on this leg and 5 diamonds on this leg. Or it can be 9 and 6, but it has to be at least 5 on one leg, and then it can be whatever. So I know that that's what drives me. That's what gets me excited. That's what, not to walk up on stage, because I'll be in flats and my leggings. I will look very different than all the other 15 stars this weekend. Although a few of them did make big posts about wearing jeans and Converse instead of ball gowns. And I'm like, okay, cool, because that's going to be me. But it's something sustainable. It's something I can track. It's something I can see. It's just more like, okay, 10 and 5. Okay. Where volume is like, okay, I need to try to, make sure everybody's doing this over here so that my volume can grow. And if I'm building 10 new diamonds and 5 new diamonds, obviously the volume's going to grow as a result. It's not like I'm choosing one over the other. The volume's going to freaking grow trying to build all these diamonds, right? So there were a few things this weekend that brought this to light. And I remember I said it to Mark this morning. I said, I need it because it just is what has always driven me. And it's when I've been most successful is when I'm pushing for that goal. So I need to just do it. Finding my notes here or my slide. Oh, okay. I think this was Bonnie Engel, but I'm not sure. Saturday at 4:53, I took this picture. I'm not sure, but this is some tips on if you find yourself in recovery mode. Okay. She said, this is something in case of an emergency. This is your like break the glass in case of an emergency tips in recovery mode. And this would be life happened. You stopped working the business. You was trying to run up to 2-star to 5-star. And then the momentum was lost and you felt like you lost your whole team. Like this is, you were an emerald and you were hitting Success Club for 9 months and then life got in the way and you stopped, or someone said something to you that made you go, okay, maybe I'm not good enough for that, right? Like, so something happened that made you back away from the business and tell yourself why you can't do this anymore, or why you shouldn't do this anymore. Like all the self-doubt crept in, right? So take these actions. If you find yourself in recovery mode, take these actions. Scale back while staying consistent. Start with small changes. I'll post this. Strip away complexity, simplifying your approach. Set up proactive systems. Strategize for the trends and cycles. So she talked about having a miscarriage, and then her daughter, who's 1 now, right? She has a daughter, yeah, who's 1 now. She was told like 5 months into a pregnancy that it wasn't a viable pregnancy anymore. But then she went, and her husband was deployed, but then she went to another doctor and everything's fine and she's super healthy and amazing. So so through all of that, she refocused. She didn't hit top 10, so she had to scale back because life was happening, right? She had to find herself again. And honestly, I told someone else this, but a couple summits ago, I actually walked out of one of her trainings because I couldn't listen to her. Like she wasn't connecting with me. Her voice was a little piercing. Like I was like, whoa, I can't listen to her right now. So when she was one of the leadership lesson speakers, I was like, no. And she was probably one of my favorites this weekend. I got so much out of, she's different. She's older. she's had some loss, she's had some difficulties, she's had a baby. And then we were part of her gender reveal, and she's having a boy, a second boy. It was pretty funny how she did it. She talked a lot about, I don't even know if this was her slide, but anyway, she talked a lot about how we want our social media to produce different hormones for people, and more like endorphins and oxytocin, and just get people really like, you want people to feel when they read your social media. You want them to feel something. And she told a story about, which she never finished, but about like being held at gunpoint at a college party. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there was a shooting at a college party I was at. And so that was a hormone that was like, did you think of a memory of maybe something that happened with you? I was like, yes, I totally did. Like, or did it, what did you want to hear the ending? Whatever it was. And she was just talking about the feelings of how our social media posts should come across. And so she then was like, oh, a couple rows, hold up a piece of paper. It's under your chair. And there was like 2 sections, and they held up the paper, and they were blue and pink. And then she's like, okay, now all the blues, hold up your paper. And she was like, what kind of hormone are we producing if I just told you that you were part of my gender reveal? And the whole room just erupted. And so it was pretty cool that she did that, and it was fun and creative, and it gave us happy hormones, right? Like, we were all excited for her. So I think all of us at one point in this business will be in recovery mode, right? We'll have gotten to this point where we're like, do I really want to keep doing this? Ooh, right? Like, this is hard. Hearing from Jade Simmons this weekend and Rachel Hollis, if you were there, I'm pretty sure affirmed that you're in the right place and this is what you need to be doing. And Jade Simmons, my God, I don't know. I don't know where she came from. I don't know. Michael was like, you're welcome, because apparently he found her. And like, absolutely mind-blowing how she, I don't even know like what her like the first African-American classical pianist who just tore it up, and like, I don't even know what the whole, just look her up. I don't know what her whole like thing was, her whole accolades, but she wanted to be different, and she didn't want to be like everybody else, and she wanted to bring her audience in and create an experience and have it be different and not look like all the classical pianists, and show people that they don't have to look like what everybody else looks like, aka all top 10 coaches and 15 stars having blonde hair and big boobs. Yeah right? Like, even Bonnie Engel or Lindsay Matway was like, I'm sure in these past 9 years that I've been doing this business, you've been like, oh my God, Barbie, get off the stage. Like, right? So she even, was like, I get it, right? So I think that's what we've got to bring, our own authentic self into this business. We have to. It's okay to be different. It's okay to not do this like everybody else does it. We've got to reinvent. This was the whole theme of the weekend. Reinvent yourself. Do things different. Step out of your comfort zone. Just who was a top coach? Ashley Molstead. She was a top. Yeah. So she talked about, she had a post go viral. So she's open that's why she's where she's at. She had a post go viral. She signed 979 coaches last year when they announced her stats. Everybody else was on average about 200, and then she was 979. And so she was, so Mark started Googling and researching. So her post went viral. It was the one where her stomach was like pushed over, and then she stood up. I think she was one of the first ones to like do that. But the way she did it and what she said about it, and she was featured in magazines, TV shows, like radio, like all that stuff. So, but then Emily Favre and who's the other one? Emily. Oh, was it Ashley? Actually, well, Emily talked about, so like Emily and Ashley, I think maybe are on the same team and kind of did this all together.
Upline.
Yeah, what?
Ashley's her upline.
Okay, so Emily talked about how she didn't have a post go viral and how she just kind of put her head down, went to work, and did the work and stood out and wanted to be different and was consistent and so and they talked a lot about just reinventing yourself and having you being the brand, and not really talking Beachbody stuff and not using the Beachbody language and not using the Beachbody hashtags and I totally agree with that. Like the majority of your posts should definitely be a story and not really using what things are called, for sure, attraction marketing. But I also believe in, like, if you go to their thing, you'll be able to tell that they do something like it. Like you've got to, because the other thing is you want people to trust you, so you won't want to be weird and be like always cryptic. Like because I went to Keith knowing what he was doing. Like it's okay to say it sometimes too, just not every day. Shakeology, P90X, Performance Line, MM100, But I think it's okay, like every 2 weeks, to pop it in and just so that people get what you're doing. But your brand is definitely what's most important and what's going to attract people to you, and your brand is your story, the top 5 things that you love and that you talk about the most other than Beachbody stuff, who you are, your age, all that good stuff. It's definitely a younger crowd coming up, so we've got to kind of, us older ones, we've got to just kind of get in that and know that that's okay, and we can attract the younger ones as well. But even in the super trainers, that was kind of it for Tony. Tony's not going to come out with any other programs. That was a Lifetime Achievement World was a goodbye, which it's crazy. I had a feeling, and I was like, I'm going to pick Tony working out. And I remember Monica going, why are you working out with Tony? I'm like, I have a feeling this is it. Like I have a feeling. And sadly I was right. But so the trainers are all young and 20s, 30s, and I mean Autumn's getting up there, but that's just the way the company's going, and that's okay. And that's, like, I think the last 4 or 5 national wake up calls, all the girls were in their 20s, like early 20s, like 22, 23, just crazy. But and a lot of them had like high paying corporate jobs, or Heather Shipley's like a college professor and kids. Life happened, but they worked both. They worked these demanding high paying jobs and then still worked their Beachbody business. So you've got to listen to those stories, because yes, I was a mom staying home with the kids, and, so I could grab little pockets when they napped and stuff. But there's definitely people who do it, maybe every night from 8 to 10:30, and maybe grab a lunch break and make some phone calls, whatever kind of that looks like. But you've got to be real and honest with yourself. That's another thing. Like, if there's, like, you've got to say, okay, I need to be honest with myself. Am I going to make an excuse to not get to a Super Saturday, or to not get on a team call, or to not participate in the business activity tracker? Because maybe your heart's not in it, and maybe this isn't the right place for it. Like, you've got to just align and be honest with yourself. Do I really want this, or don't I really want this, right? And you've got to, your all in has to be, you've got to go all in with your fitness. You've got to go all in with your nutrition, but you've got to show people what that looks like. What does all in look like for your fitness? What does all in look like for your nutrition? What does all in look like for your business? And your all in for your nutrition may be, having 1 donut a week, 1 ice cream a week, whatever that like treat is that you love. Show people that they can still do that. And you're all in for your fitness. Maybe Live 4, where you're only working out 4 days a week, like whatever kind of that looks like for you. I want you guys to really start just being honest with yourself, because I see the excuses posted and I'm like, okay, then you're not really in it. Like, and you've got to just, and you've got to be okay with that. And you've got to just journal that out. Do your personal development. If your personal development isn't making you feel right now, some seasons you're in a feel personal development, and some seasons you're in a I want to work personal development. So you've got those workbooks that give you action steps, and there's a time and a place for those. But if you're wavering, you've got to get into the emotional books. You've got to be working on those. If you come to me and you're like, all right, Nicole, I'm having a hard time in this business. I'm just not sure if this is for me. I need to work on my confidence. I'm not going to tell you to read Go Pro, right? Like, or something that's going to make you work. Like, I'm going to tell you to go, okay, have you ever read Life's Golden Ticket? Have you ever read The Energy Bus? Have you ever read The Go-Giver? Right? Those are like my three top intro to personal development books. Svetlana has. She's got it up there. And I've read all three of those books probably 4 times each, because when I need an emotional book, I go back to those 3 because they make me feel and they tell a story and I get in there. Especially Life's Golden Ticket. So if your customers or your new coaches are always like, I don't know about personal development. What's personal development? Those are my top 3 like first books. They really are, because it gives you that intro to personal development in a storytelling way, not like, the compound effect or, those are okay if they're like, oh, I need to, or Go for No or No Excuses with Brian Tracy. Like if they say I need to push myself more and I want to, then okay. But if they're like, I don't know if this is from, like, I'm lacking self-confidence, I'm not pushing myself like I know I should be, I'm not, then those are good. Like Life's Golden Ticket makes you just stop and go, okay, I'm here for a reason. Like I'm here for a reason, and I've got to stop wasting my time in my life, and I've got to stop worrying about what other people think of me, about what I do, about all of it, and I've got to just live my life to my fullest. And that was a big theme with Jade and Rachel Hollis. Like, stop comparing yourself first and stop caring what other people think. Like, it's just hard. Like, we're humans, right? I'm like so all over my girls with that right now. Like, it's not even funny. Like Samantha, especially now that she's 13, I'm like, who cares? Like, she was nervous in the carriage ride going through downtown last night. She's like, everybody's going to look at us. I'm like, with jealousy and envy that you are in a princess carriage right now being pulled around the city by a horse. They're not laughing at you. They're jealous, right? So, yeah. All right, I'll stop talking. What else? Anybody else want to add to anything that went to Summit? I just kind of really wanted to talk about the theme of, I wanted to make sure your definition of all in is okay to make up your own definition of all in. Like that's my big point tonight. And reinvent yourself and your brand and do the bat and get in the Team Passion Fit tribe with us for your accountability, or our Ultimate Portion Fix group or our 2B Mindset group. Like if you're doing one of those nutrition programs, do use that for your own accountability for sure. Cool. Anything else? No. All right. So yeah, it was an amazing summit. The energy was exactly where it needed to be. Like each year they go along with what they're feeling in the network. They do that for leadership too. Like it's always like, gosh, you knew exactly what we needed. Like it's like they did. And yeah. And so just kind of taking that time to know what we needed. Oh, and Kim Carver and Doug Moss, I'm wondering if all the sessions training is going to be uploaded. I think they will be. They did an amazing volume training. Like, so I completely understand volume. So I was like, yes. But they did certain sections in a way that I'm like, oh, maybe if I teach it that way, people will understand it a little better. Especially with leg placement, when you have a couple CBCs, I was like, oh, I've never done it like that. That's so fun. Like, this is me with numbers and being strategic. So hopefully they upload that. But if they don't, I took some fierce notes and I will do a training on it, because I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly the way it needs to be explained. Like, it was just, some of it is the way Bob and Keith has explained it. So I explained it that way. Some of it's all the same, but there was just a couple tweaks that I was like, okay, yep, people are going to get it if we say it like that. So cool. All right. All right, so lots of excitement happening. Get in the business activity tracker. Make sure, again, use the business activity tracker and then make your own, whatever your brain needs to understand, so that you'll do it every day. Like I loved that corporate one at first, and I used it for a good 6 to 8 weeks, and I was like, this is so fun. And then I was like, okay, this isn't my brain anymore. Like I was getting the check boxes. I was like, And so I read the 12-week year and came up with this, and I was like, yes. So the 12-week year kind of gives you the permission, I guess, to make your own business activity tracker, but also it gives you, so I've always followed the way Brian Tracy and Chalene Johnson, because Chalene learned from Brian Tracy on how to goal set, and the 12-week year took it in a different way, not completely, but gave me another way to look at it. And now I'm enjoying goal setting again, because I'm like, okay. So the 12-week year is a really good workbook. So it's not going to get your emotions going, right? But as a workbook that you're like, I need to set goals. I need to know what my all-in looks like. I need to make my own business activity tracker. I need to do this. So I definitely highly recommend that book. I have had it for over a year, but I just wasn't, like, I needed it now, and I read it now. So that's the other thing. Some personal development books you might have read a year ago and you're like, I got nothing out of that. You might get a whole lot out of it if you do it again now, right? So you just never know what books you're going to need at what times in your life and your business. And you kind of have to understand that about personal development. There's, I may fall in love with a book that you may not fall in love with, right? Just like the fitness programs. And Cindy did a great video today about it's okay to not love everything that Beachbody comes out with, but you've got to know what your audience may love and what they may want to do. And so that's our job as coaches, and the personal development kind of comes in that same avenue. Like, I may rave about a book and you're like, did not get that from that, but cool. Right? And that's okay. And that's okay. We're going to all love things differently. Same with our fashion choices, right? All things like that. So cool. The new apparel is uploaded too. I haven't looked on how to do it, but apparently it's in like a different area on Team Beachbody. I don't know. Might have to look for it a little. I will tell you I did buy the pants that I'll have to look at what they are, because I'm definitely going to buy another pair. I didn't get back to the core. So a lot of the Beachbody pants from before, like that Autumn would wear, were like MC Hammer on me, like total, like always pulling up my crotch. I'm like, what? I can't do these pants. So I switched to Fabletics, and then I bought a pair at the core, and I was like, oh, okay, these are like Fabletics, like they're these, no MC Hammer, all good. So those pants were awesome. I don't know how much they were, probably too much, but it's all good. Yeah, so lots of fun new activewear. I don't know when all the MM100 stuff's coming out. I don't think those are all out yet. Everyone wants like Jericho's wardrobe. I would look horrific in those gold pants, but some people can rock those gold pants. I am sure those gold pants will not work for me. So that was the other thing that happened today. Collagen and the activewear stuff is out there, and we get volume on that now, and commission and all that good stuff. So that's cool. We never got that before. So that's a big thing to let your challengers know that that's up and running. Find it first, so you know so you can tell them how to shop for it. And let's just keep helping people remember that this is about them. you want to set your goals for your family and yourself for sure, but the way for you to reach those goals is to touch many, many lives and be what did Jade call us? Transformation architects. She's like, you guys do something that nobody else does, and she's like, you gotta own that. Rachel's a huge fan of what coaches do as well, and so just keep going, and don't let the no's get you down, and don't let the naysayers get you down, and know that you're on a mission, and know that you're here for a reason. Your coach invited you for a reason, or you saw your coach's post at the right time in your life when you needed it. And no, it was never promised that this was going to be easy. I don't say, when we do the business, what is it called? Sneak peeks. We never promise easy. Because it's not, but it's different, and it's out of the norm, and it's out of our comfort zone, and it's not what others are doing, and that's what makes it exciting and fun. One of Candace's new coaches, we had dinner with them last night. She sees Candace's group, and then she came to Summit. She had no idea that there were 20,000 other Candaces out there that were this intense about fitness and nutrition, and so seeing that big picture for people totally helps. So make sure you're always sharing, getting them in big groups so that people can see what we're doing. So I'm looking forward to that business activity tracker to start blowing up. I want to hear about you using your promo codes. Let's not lose them. Let's literally from now to the 31st, you don't lose them. I'm like, I can't lose these promo codes. So do whatever you can, and think of creative ways to post about it. Don't, be different with your ways of your blasting that. Like, I have promo codes for you. Get a little, talk about money, your money objections. Hey, for those of you who've been thinking of joining me, but you've had a money objection, I've got something just for you. Send me a message or post an emoji or however you want to do it. And then everyone in your list from before, reach back out, do private invites. That's what I did when I got my UPF codes. I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out to all of the people who wanted it but didn't do it, and tell them that I only have 3. Like, I have 1. I'm setting up a share cart for her Friday. So it's like you want to create that excitement and that FOMO that you specifically reached out to them and you only have a couple to use. So cool. All right, guys. So I can't wait to just see you all just change lives, help others, and just we're going to have a great rest of this second half of the year. Something is coming out every month, and it's just going to be fun. And make sure you ask a lot of questions, be super positive in the group. If you have, if something's working for you, share it, tell us. Ask questions. The more active you are in our groups, the more apt you're going to get answers from people. Too, like if all of a sudden you show up out of nowhere and people haven't seen you for 2 years and you ask a question, it sometimes gets ignored. Like, it's crazy how people I'm not going to answer her. I have no idea who that is. So make sure and then I'm like, okay, I will. Right? So make sure you're kind of being part of the team, because it's great to feel that team camaraderie. All right, guys, good night. Thanks for joining me. I am going to bed. Okay. Bye, guys.